From the ripe young age of 10, I suffered from horrible periods. Oh yeah, I started going through puberty when I was still playing with Barbies and Polly Pockets. Every month I was in bed in the worst pain. Headaches, backache, stomach ache, nausea, swollen feet, extreme bloat. Did I mention I would throw up? I didn't even eat. What the hell was I throwing up? I don't know, but the pain was so bad that I would vomit. After years of every single doctor saying I was just being dramatic, I was normal. And my favorite, I'm just imagining things. I finally got diagnosed with endometriosis, which was great, but did they do anything? Not so much. But finally, after 31 years, I found a doctor that listened and I got a hysterectomy. They said I would be in extreme pain. They said I wouldn't be able to walk for months. And finally, they said I would regret it. And oh God, holy I'll never be able to birth a child for a man, is what they really wanted me to say. Unfortunately for those people who had an opinion on my life, I feel absolutely amazing, and I'm here to tell you all about it so you know my experience and maybe what you can expect. But first, don't need these anymore. You know what? I could probably use those for guests when they stay at my house. I'm sorry, you didn't deserve that. You've helped me for years. I'll keep them in my bathroom for the guests that come who might start their period, and I could be like, here you go, my little fertile friend. You might need one of these.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
This video is sponsored by me and my protein donut company and my weight loss support group. For more information, click the links below in my description, and thank you all for the support. Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel where I'm extremely extra. I dress up sometimes and I'm extremely obsessed with my dogs. This is a long overdue video that I promised you guys about my hysterectomy, along with all the other information about just my background with my endometriosis, Pcos, and all the wonderful symptoms that I would get on a monthly basis. Your questions will be answered. Why did I get one? Who did I go to? And did I die? No, obviously I'm sitting right here. So let's start from the absolute beginning. So from a young age, I had painful periods. All I knew was pain.
All I know is pain.
And as I got older, it just got worse and worse and worse. The symptoms got more intense and more intense and more intense. And my mom and I think her sisters, I know specifically my mom had very painful periods. My grandma had very painful periods. So when it would come around, she'd just be like, well, here's some ibuprofen. This is all the normal stuff. There was really no solution to what was going on other than pain pills of what I knew of from, you know, just a very young age. And the pain pills is something that I needed. I don't know if anyone else struggles. Well, this is the internet, so I'm sure someone on here has struggled with very painful periods. You have to take those pain pills before you start getting the pain. And one time I didn't have pain pills at school. Wonderful. My body said, nope. I blacked out from the pain. Woke up, it wasn't like a long blackout, but I just blacked out just being like anxious that it was happening. The pain was starting to roll in. I was in, you know, class was going on, just blacked out. I woke up, started feeling the pain again. Tears start rolling down my face. And you know what someone says?
Is it because of a boy? Did a boy hurt you?
No, my damn uterus is hurting me. So I would always go to the doctors, tell them my issue, nothing. The only solution that they wanted to do was birth control, which my mom and my dad didn't believe in because they thought that I would have sex or a lot of sex. I'd do that anyway. But back then I had absolutely no solution. And I really thought it was pretty much normal because that's what I knew from a very young age. So to me, that was pretty much normal life. And I thought a lot of people had periods the way that I did, you know, with the extreme pain. I just thought it was a normal thing until one day I got very close and befriended another fit girl from the gym. I was probably around 21 or 22 and we were doing sprints together going up a hill. We were about to take off. She was like, oh wait, hold on. I'm just getting a little bit of a cramp. I started my period this morning, so I'm going a little slower than normal. And I'm like, oh my God, what do you need? Do you need to go inside? Do you need to lay down? My bed is open to you. Girl, I've got pain pills, ibuprofen, Advil. I've got the stronger stuff from my doctor, heating pads, because I got 3. And she looked at me like, what are you talking about? I'm fine, I just have a little cramp. And she sprinted up the hill. I was like, I remember that day, like, people can run when they're on their period because I can't even get up and go to the bathroom. And I was like, you know what? You, mom. Sorry, but for real. F you. I'm gonna go get birth control and listen to the doctors. Well, that came and slapped a bitch in her face because I had the worst experience on birth control. I don't know if anyone has ever experienced this, but when I started taking birth control, after the first day, I was extremely dizzy. I was very fatigued. For some reason, I was puffy just all over. I just felt that puffiness. My feet were swollen. All of these things I was used to during my period. But when I was on birth control, it was all the time. Morning sickness, and it really didn't help my periods at all. I wanted to like get rid of my periods, and it just made it feel like I was on a period all the time. And the main thing that was extremely frustrating was being starving all the time. And at the same time that I was starving, I was nauseous as well. So it was very hard to eat, along with like reducing my calorie intake because I was so nauseous, but also being hungry and not being able to eat and being puffy and bloated. Frustrating at the time, especially in your early 20s when you're like, what the hell's going on? So I was communicating all of this with my doctor. I've tried a few birth controls, and a few as in a lot of different other birth controls. I tried to listen, and eventually I was like, you know, this is not working. And the doctor goes, or the gynecologist, whoever you go to for birth control, was like, we have another birth control, new invention, and stick it in your arm. And he showed me, like, you'll see it. I'm squeamish, y'all. And I was like, no, we can't do that. That creeps me out. I've heard great things about it from other people, but I just figured birth control wasn't going well for me. My body just seems to reject everything that's going in. I don't want something that has to be put into my body and then taken out, because then it's gonna be in my body and I can't like just stop. I have to go through another process that's probably painful and have it, you know, put in. I think there's another one that like goes in the vagina too. And I wasn't down for that either. I just didn't want any of this. I said, listen, doc, I want something permanent. I'm tired of all these pills and you guys want to inject me with things and put things in my body. I just want to just be done with my period permanently. What can I do? And the doctor says, no. What about children? Don't you want offspring? And I said, no, I don't care about that. The pain is extreme. This is a male gynecologist, let me tell you. And I said, no, I don't want that. I don't want kids. I don't mind adoption. I don't mind surrogacy. Even if I did want kids, I have no wants or need or just, I just gotta have a baby in my stomach. I just need it. That's not part of me. I don't like that because it sounds horrible. And he was not budging. He says, your periods are a blessing. You should want a period. It's a natural occurrence. And me at 21, 22 was saying, my periods that have me in debilitating pain and throwing up every month for 7 days is a blessing. Who would have thought? Thank you, sir, for telling me that. Made me realize something I never knew. Cool. So I went to another doctor. Too young. Another one. You'll change your mind. And another one. Man, but what does your husband think? I don't have a husband to think anything of the situation. You know what she says? This one's a female. Well, just wait until you get a husband and then ask him, and then we can probably okay it. So I have to wait for my non-existent husband, who doesn't exist yet, if I can get a surgery to get permanent birth control? Yes. Okay, got it. So once again, I just gave up. I gave the fuck up and just dealt with pain every single month. Until one day I was looking in the mirror and I noticed I was looking a little thick, a little wider around the waist area, and like my hip area just felt real thick and like squishy. I was overly bloated. I felt heavier and very lethargic. And once again, if you remember that video, I felt like I was pregnant. And many of you before I posted that video was asking, Michelle, you look like you're glowing. And I noticed a little baby bump down that, are you pregnant? I thought you said you didn't want kids. I'm so happy for you. I knew you would change your mind. You're pregnant. I know it. I just know. I can tell through the screen. I don't know you, but I just know. And I said in that video, no. Thanks for the compliments of me glowing. But no, I feel like shit. But in that video, I said something was going on. I had no idea what. I was pretty much eating the same, controlling my calories, not binging, but I kept gaining weight. Unfortunately, my experience with doctors and them just kind of like pushing me to the side or saying, you know, everything's fine, just didn't motivate me to go to the doctor and check myself out. So I just decided to kind of look at my diet a little bit more closely and be more, you know, truthful with myself and really look at it and see like, am I eating the same? Is there something that I'm eating that is causing like this weird discomfort and fatigue and just the huge bloat and everything? Or maybe I'm just putting on fat, but it didn't look like fat. It looked like how I look like when I don't have any pain pills and my stomach just keeps growing and growing when I'm on my period. Something else that I noticed with my period is like the more pain that I'm in, the bigger my stomach would get. But unfortunately, I was not on my period during the goodness, I was just bloated all the time. So something I noticed, because I do keep a food journal, I started counting sodium and looking at just like the sodium quality of the food that I'm eating, and I was adding more salt, eating more, high sodium type foods, adding certain sauces that might have sodium in there. I was getting into like a lot of Asian stuff, soy sauce, things like that. I was not drinking a lot of water because it was winter time, and when it's not hot, I have a tendency to not drink. So all these things, I was like, okay, maybe these are the things that are causing me more bloat. I do have endo and PCOS. Maybe, I'm a more sensitive person. I have to drink water. I have to watch my sodium. I have to watch my diet very closely because I get affected very easily. So I started reducing all those things, and the stomach went down. In my distorted brain, I personally think, now thinking back, I was just telling myself that the stomach went down. I even said it in the video, and then after I posted that, I was like, I don't think my stomach's going down. I think that I just constantly, because I did so much bodybuilding and you're always told to, keep your core tight, I was just like naturally just like tightening my stomach. But when I tighten a certain way, it looks, smaller, of course. But when I would be just relaxed, that thing would grow. I looked pregnant. But because of my past with doctors, my hate of going to the doctors, I just kind of put in my head, I'm fine, it's fine. I changed my diet. Diet fixes everything. As long as you eat healthy, you'll be good. That's not true. Especially because I just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I would see the scale go up and up and up. I was up to like 155. I'm a 5'2" hobby, y'all. 155 is still a lot of weight, whether it's fat, muscle, or whatever comes from my bloat. But unfortunately, Michelle was being dumb, and I decided to just continue to ignore it day by day. Ignore, and just, continue to suck in. It's fine. I'm working my core as I walk. Until one fabulous day, I felt a lump right in my pelvic area. Wonderful. Unfortunately, your girl kept ignoring it day by day, still sucking in, and just not even trying to feel in that area where the lump is. And then one day I looked down and I could see the lump. Fuck. So it was time for the doctor. I finally did it, and my insurance insured me to this ghetto ass dude, I don't mean to sound stuck up, but let me just tell you how it'll go. Hey guys, I had a pretty quick explanation of how this went, but decided through editing that I just wanted to show you in detail. All right, Michelle, time to get your life together. We got to figure this period thing out. It won't be too bad. We've had bad experience with every other doctor so far, but now I have insurance. They will set me up with a great doctor because that's what insurance does. I mean, I do pay a lot monthly for it, so let's just see how long it takes me to get there. Okay, well that's probably because my insurance company couldn't find any quality doctors near me. This will be fine. Just turn on some good old postmodern jukebox and get to driving. All right, here we go. All right, well, this is a nice area to drive an hour or two for someone to look into my vagina. Well, let's just go. Look at you looking real fine with a pregnant ass belly. Would you like me to show you a trick? No, thank you. Do those dogs have knives? I swear the little one was smoking. Okay, yeah, it is. Let's just get inside. And there's pasta on the wall of the office. It's fine, Michelle. Good experiences. Nothing but good experiences. Hi. Name, date of birth, time of appointment. Oh, Michelle no. Sign it on the sign-in sheet. Oh, on what sign-in sheet? The only one that's there, ma'am. Oh, okay. The McDonald's notepad? Okay, I will do that. Your copay today is $120, and here is my card. We don't take card, only cash. In 2022, in a doctor's off? All right, I don't have cash. Well, there's plenty of banks in the area, ma'am. All right, I will just go to the bank then.
20 minutes later.
And I'm back. With cash. I'm gonna go take my seat. I know it hurts your soul to talk to people.
2 hours later.
Michelle McDaniel. Michelle McDaniel. Ma'am, it's your turn. Oh, I'm alive. I'm here. I swear, I'm coming. I'm coming. Y'all think I'm being dramatic. The only lie in this reenactment was me wearing makeup. And there were no dogs ready to shake me, but there were just random dogs sprinting around in the street who were not friendly. A man with a cape that asked me if I wanted to see his magic trick. Some guy with a pregnant lady. A woman that just did not like me from the time my toe set foot in that office. I don't know what her issue was, but she had a lot of them towards me specifically. I'm not telling you guys where this is or where I live, but when I mention to people where I live, people go, oh, that area? Yeah, I'm not telling you guys until I move. I racked up a bunch of story times just in my neighborhood alone. And as you can see, this is what happens when I venture out. I feel like I live in one big regular show and some dude is gonna roll on out in skates and a mullet and a cape tied around his neck talking about no rules rule.
Hey, rules.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. Anyway, that's a part that has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to tell you the time that I had at the doctor's that I didn't want to go to. It was weird. Anyway, so I go see the doctor. I tell her, because it's not the surgeon guy yet, the gynecologist who is a male, another male gynecologist, which I wasn't excited for, but I was like, I gotta get something done. But his like assistant, whoever comes in before the doctor, whoever that is, she was like asking, whatever went on. I tell her and she goes, cool, we'll have to run some tests for you. I'm like, great, can we do this, ASAP? She's like, yeah, 2 months. I couldn't get an appointment, 2 months. So my stomach was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was getting more uncomfortable. So that was really annoying. Finally got my test done. Had to go back to the office that has the McDonald's notebook to sign in. Still had the McDonald's notebook. So either another bad day at the office that they didn't have their actual paperwork, or they're cheap as hell, which I am very cheap, but it's a doctor's office. So anyway, second time at the office, 2 months later, and I finally get, the results. And let me tell you, my poor uterus. She opened up my file and she literally had the surprised Pikachu face. She was like, oh, so I don't know like how you guys like measure the uterus, but according to that lady, my uterus was more than double the size of what it was supposed to be. I had an inflamed uterus. And there's more. I had a ton of fibroids. So the lady was like, the doctor doesn't even have to, I don't even have to talk to the doctor. He will approve you for a hysterectomy. Like now. We can just like do it right now. Just slice it open and take out that uterus. A full hysterectomy, ovaries, everything. And I said, wait, hold on. I just need to think about this for a second. They weren't really gonna actually do it right then and there, but they were like, we can do it in soon if you want. And I basically said, hold on, let me just think about this first. I was remembering those reviews online and I didn't want to get surgery from these people. First of all, the reviews. Second, it was a huge bitch to even get an appointment. Customer service felt like I was causing them physical harm when I was trying to set up my appointments with them. It hurt their soul to set an appointment. Did I mention they canceled on me multiple times? That's why it took 2 months to get into the office. They were just constantly canceling. It was very frustrating. I have to mention too that I get to my appointments on time. Why is it that a lot of doctors don't do it on time? I get that you guys are busy. It's just frustrating. I want to complain. This doctor took over an hour to see me. Both times. The parking was horrible, not to mention the very low review and the McDonald's notebook pad. I just wasn't feeling their office. And if I'm gonna get surgery and someone's going to cut me open, I wanna make sure that the place is clean, efficient, organized, and I am in good hands. I didn't feel like I was with that office. So she sent me back to the receptionist lady, the same lady that just won't look at me in the face. And I said, can I have my paperwork? And she said, oh yeah, sure, it's $35. I'm like, okay. And I handed her a 40. She was like, we don't have change. And I'm like, you know what? Just keep it. Tip yourself, girl. Go to McDonald's. Y'all seem to go there a lot because you got the notepads. So leaving there, I was frustrated. It was an hour and a half away from my house. Thanks, insurance. Don't know why you dropped me all the way over there, but they did. So that was just frustrating. It was a long car ride to get there, a long car ride sitting in the office. I had to pay for my papers, the chain, everything was just annoying. Finally got home, trying to find a surgeon. I'm just very overwhelmed by everything. There's I don't know who to pick. I hate surgery. I'm scared of surgery. It's a big phobia of mine. I never wanted surgery. Well, I mean, I guess I did, but like I don't at the same time, you know? So I was crying and upset because I know I'm gonna die. Obviously, I'm gonna die during surgery. I just know it. So as the tears are coming down and I'm looking for surgeons, I have like endometriosis type content like playing in the back, and this lady just pops up. This surgeon, gynecologist woman, and she's talking about endometriosis. She's talking about Pcos. She's talking about laparoscopic hysterectomies. And I start listening and I'm like, man, wish she was near me. Probably not, because everything's horrible and my life sucks now. Well, I ended up looking her up. She's in LA, hour and a half away from me. So I made a call and no one picked up. I knew it. Life sucks. 2 seconds later, they call me back. And oh my God, customer service, especially since I was dealing with the other people, it was just, I felt like a princess. There was a lady named Kimmy on the phone who helped me. She was amazing. We'll get to her soon. We'll get to Kimmy soon. But she got me into the office within 2 days. They could have taken me the next day, but I had, stuff to do. 2 days. They were extremely flexible. So I walk into my appointment. First of all, the room is gorgeous. Everything's clean. Everything's bright. A lot of things are pink. And I'm in the office and in walks Dr. Alia Body. She is, first of all, a woman. She's confident, she's smart, and most importantly, she listens. Something that I never got in a doctor's office ever when it came to like my endometriosis and like my symptoms. So Dr. Olivati was saying that we need to do like her own test so that she can actually see what's going on. And I was like, cool, great. When can I schedule that so I can drive all the way back up here in LA traffic? And she was like, no, we're gonna do that today. And I'm like, I was just taking it back. I was like, today? And the assistant girl turns around, she's like, oh yeah, today. We take women's health very seriously. Honey, I started crying because I never got taken seriously for this. She did all of the tests that she needed to do within like 10 minutes. Remember, it took me about 2 months just to get all those tests done that the other office wanted me to do. And let me tell you that every single test that I had to do was at different locations. All these tests were in one location and done within, maybe 20 minutes. So while she was doing one of the tests, but when they go inside of you, like up inside of you, she like turned the screen around. She was like, Michelle, you look at all of these fibroids. It's an infestation of fibroids in your uterus. She was so confused as to why no doctor picked this up. She was saying that there's so many fibroids that they are just pressing up against all of your organs, your kidneys. Like this could lead to some serious stuff, even death. So remember that lump I was telling you about? It was a fibroid poking out. That's how big my fibroids were, grapefruit sized fibroids inside of me. She was like, how are you even functioning? How are you still working out? How are you not complaining? Hold up. I never said anything about not complaining. I complain daily. So she like called over my boyfriend. She was like, look at all these fibroids. Like even like one of the nurses like came over and they're like going through, with the thing inside of me. And she was like counting. We lost count how many fibroids were up in here. So Dr. Olivati said, if you are sure that you do not want children, then I recommend a partial hysterectomy. She said there was something else that if you wanted kids that you could have and like that would save my eggs. I was like, no, that sounds intense. I'm good with the partial hysterectomy. Now notice I said partial hysterectomy because the other doctor recommended that I get a full hysterectomy. That means ovaries gone, everything, uterus gone, everything's just ripped. He wanted to just rip everything out of me. Once again, he was a man, gynecologist. And it's a big deal if I got my ovaries taken out because I would then be set into an early menopause at 30. That one was saying there's absolutely no other way. We gotta take everything out. And I was telling her this and she was like, no. There's no reason to take your ovaries out. The ovaries are fine. It's your uterus and that freaking infestation of fibroids. I honestly will absolutely never go to a male gynecologist ever again. That was my second or third one. I've got other stories of male gynecologists. I'm leaving them out because this video is already long enough, but I will absolutely never go to a male gynecologist ever again. I think you guys are weird. If that offends you, y'all still have your job. I just think it's odd that a man wants to professionally go through a woman's vagina. I will never go. Weird. Odd. What do other women think of like male gynecologists? I'm sure that there has to be some great ones, but I have never met one. Anyway, Dr. Olivati, a woman who understands women, who also had her hysterectomy done by one of her surgeons, said, no, it makes absolutely no sense to just rip out your ovaries just because. So she said, we're gonna do a partial hysterectomy. And I was like, cool, how long is this gonna take? When do I get my surgery? In 2 to 3 months? Honey, they had Kimmy, the sweetest, she was like my person there. This short, little, skinny, older woman, sweet sweetest lady ever. Cutest little voice. Like, I love Kimmy. If you guys ever go to Dr. Alibody and you see Kimmy, tell her Michelle said hi. She's just the sweetest person. She was like, we can get you in Tuesday. It was like Friday when I went. So like weekend, Monday, and then Tuesday. So just like that, we set everything up, and that Tuesday I was getting ready. I actually vlogged some of it so that you can see. So let's take a look at that. Hello, welcome to the morning of surgery. I just wanted to record quickly this morning of how I felt like shit. I feel like I'm gonna die during surgery. You guys, I am scared. I hate needles, I hate surgery, I hate hospitals, I hate doctors' offices. You know what? I think I'm more scared of that shot that they're gonna give me to like knock me out, put me under, kill me, because that's what I think is gonna happen. I'm gonna just die in my sleep. I feel like I'm getting euthanized. This is the end. I'm super tired because I was supposed to go to sleep at 10 p.m. That was the schedule. That was on my schedule. I literally have a schedule. This is the schedule. But instead of sticking to the schedule, I stayed awake and cleaned and organized the house because if I die, I swear to God, no one's gonna come into my house cleaning my body out, cleaning all my shit out, talking about Michelle lived nasty. No, Michelle lived a very organized life, as far as you know, okay? So we can't have that. Doctor's orders, I have to fast 8 hours before surgery, which meant I had to stop eating at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Me fast? No, but I have to today. So because I went to sleep late because I was organizing, I was supposed to wake up at 3 a.m. to give me time to get hungry. Didn't do that. I woke up at 4:20. Not now, weed heads. It is not the time, okay? So I was rushing, made a big breakfast. I thought that I needed to like put 2 meals together, so about a 600 calorie meal full of potatoes, cream of wheat, eggs. I usually have egg whites. I put 2 whole yolks in there. And what else did I have? Oh, and sausage. And then I had 70 ounces of water because you also can't drink water. So I'm gonna be dehydrated and I didn't want that to happen. So I was like, I need to like chug water. Well, by the time I chugged all that water and my food was done, it was 4:55 a.m. and I'm trying to eat, but I'm not just because I drink so much. And it's 4 a.m. I don't usually eat that early, at least a big meal like that. And so I didn't really eat. I kind of nibbled, which is not me. I normally scarf down food, but not at 4 a.m. Anyway, so that's how I'm feeling on surgery day. So what do you say we go to LA and hopefully don't die during surgery or just the sight of that needle because gross. All right, you guys, so I've already shown you this footage, but this was a few days before surgery. I was around 158 and my stomach was just big and uncomfortable and super hard. The squish was gone. The hardness was there. I thought I would show you guys my beautiful surgery outfit of a robe that I got from Amazon that's very stretchy and comfortable. I think that's what I'm supposed to be dressing for. I was gonna wear a dress, that was kind of tight, but I was like, why am I wearing a dress when I can just wear a robe? I think that's okay. I guess I'll figure it out or find out once I get there if they're like, you shouldn't have worn that. Wrong choice of outfit, Michelle. And I'm like, well, this is what you get. So I'm sure they give me something once I get there, right? They put something on me. I don't know. They're knocking me out. They can do whatever they want to my body. Guys, I'm really nervous. So the day of surgery, we locked up the pups, only Butters and Yoshi because it was a while ago and Yoshi is fully potty trained and usually has full access of the house. But with LA traffic, we had to leave early because we were going to spend 3 hours in traffic. And then after surgery, we were gonna have 3 more hours in traffic on the way home. So I wanted to make sure she was okay. I don't expect her to hold it for 7 hours, poor little baby. And of course, Butters was even younger here. So I didn't think he would hold it at all. Spoiler, they actually held it the entire time. It was so weird. But right when my boyfriend opened the door, they sprinted outside. But anyway, then it was time for our 3-hour drive to Dr. Alibody, which I was sure that it was going to be completely worth it. At least I hoped it was. But the traffic did not help. I had 3 hours to overly think about every possible thing that could happen. I cried the whole way up. My heart was pumping the whole time and extremely nauseous, so probably a good thing that I couldn't even eat. But we got to the surgery building where we got lost for a while, so I'm glad that we left really early and gave us plenty of time to just be lost. So I obviously didn't die. I was very scared, and I was supposed to get a COVID test before, which I got. In my guys, my area is horrible. I can't wait to move. Customer service and just organization does not exist in the area that I'm in right now. I got my COVID test near my area and they lost my information. So like before my surgery, I had all this stress. I was supposed to come with my COVID test to make sure that I didn't have COVID. I called the place, they had me on hold forever, and they, you know, after being on hold for about almost an hour, they were like, oh, we lost it. You lost my how did you? So I had to take a COVID test at Dr. Alia Body's, which was about 3 minutes. It was quick. Anyway, so that was stressful. I was super stressed, and then I finally get wheeled back and I'm laying there and they have to take that fucking shot, and that was freaking me out. The guy was really nice. He had an Invader Zim tattoo and he pricked me, and then there's another nurse on this side and he was like, okay, he kind of messed up. He's gonna do the other arm. And I'm like, oh God. And I just feel the tears just coming down my face because I don't like needles. And the other nurse was like, let's talk. What music do you like? And I was just like, jazz renditions of popular music. And he was like, oh, like postmodern jukebox. And I was like, oh, you know who they are? And then I remember just falling asleep and waking up to the nurses just around me saying, Michelle, that was so easy because you're so muscular. And I was like, and I just fell back asleep. I think they give you like an hour or two to like recover and not sleep. But when I finally woke up, I was like, we're done? That wasn't bad at all. So while I was in recovery, Dr. Alia Body and then her assistant, the male surgeon dude, went in to go talk to my boyfriend, and they were just like in shock. They said that when they were taking all the stuff out, eventually my stomach, which was up here, just deflated and just went straight down like a whoopee cushion. They said they've never seen anything like that. They had no idea that I was that muscular under there because I was just so oversized, and they were just not impressed, or just like impressed of just the pile of gunk that came out of my stomach, which they had pictures of, which I still have not looked at till this day. That's nasty. I will not show you. Apparently I was the talk of the office because Dr. Alabadi performed some other surgery. She went through her day and we were still there, and then her and her assistant left, and as they were walking out, my boyfriend heard their, you know, discussion, and they were just talking about the girl whose stomach deflated.
Would you like some help?
No, I got it, Garrett.
Down? Oh, there you go. Take your time. Right here.
Garrett, look at his tattoo.
Oh, nice.
My little girl.
That's so cool.
You okay?
Yeah.
Good. All right. You guys take your time, okay?
So surgery was not bad at all. I mean, I think it's just the anxiety leading up to it, which is scary, but surgery was not bad at all. Recovery was not bad at all. I felt absolutely no pain. I did, you know, take the pain medication exactly how they instructed me to take it. The inserts or like the scars aren't bad at all either. They're super, super tiny. For a while, I would not look at my stomach because I didn't want to see the stitches. I just don't want to look at it. I wanted to wait till they were fully healed, but then eventually when I looked down, I was like, oh, I was imagining just to be wrecked down there. I was only couchbound for about 3 days, which is pretty normal for me because with my period, I was on the couch for what, 3-4 days? And by that 4th day, I was walking 5 to 10 miles a day. So I don't know if I'm just some kind of superhuman individual or Dr. Alabadi is some superhuman surgeon, but I was feeling great. Okay, wait, editing Michelle here again. I feel like I'm sounding as if I could go do backflips or something. No, I had to be careful, even after I was up and moving and walking all those miles, but I didn't really feel pain or anything. A little hard to explain. Like, I didn't feel pain. I felt, you know, like it was a little hard to stand up straight because I just had a fear of that, like my stitches were going to just rip open and all my insides were gonna spill out. So I was kind of hunched over for a bit, but after those 4 days and I was walking upright and everything, I was completely fine, except the belly button. They do go through your belly button for this surgery, and I forgot all about that, but I would only feel pain if I wore very tight clothes or accidentally rubbed up against it, you know, Yoshi trying to cuddle when I'm laying on the couch. I couldn't do that for a while. So I would rarely feel the pain because I wouldn't wear tight clothes. I didn't let things rub up against it. But when I did it on accident, oh, did I feel the pain. It hurt. A lot of you guys in my comment section were saying, well, how are you gonna function, you know, not lifting weights? I took about 12 weeks off. I just wanted to be extremely safe. I know with my background and my dedication and my love for weights and just being active, I'll get back to weight training. It's fine. I'd much rather make sure I heal up down here and spend time with like my dog, spend time with just doing whatever I can do and like more time on my channel. I was completely fine. I didn't go stir crazy. I don't need to like just sprint back to weights. I've been lifting weights since I was what, 16, 17 years old. 12 weeks is not that big of a deal. So anyway, after surgery, because they do like pump you up with a lot of air to be able to take all that stuff out, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks, I think. I know for sure it's 4 weeks. It could go to 4 to 6 weeks, can't really remember. It takes 4 to 6 weeks for all the air to reduce. So every week it was really cool to just see my stomach finally reduce. So I was just going about my new routine about not being in pain anymore, and I start, you know, looking down and I see that fucking lump. You guys, I see the lump. Fuck. I had to go back to a gynecologist near me because it's just very hard to drive up to Dr. Aliyabadi, which I called Dr. Aliyabadi and she referred me to someone that she really trusts, which was nice. So I go to that gynecologist, someone in San Diego, not here, sorry. She didn't refer anybody in the area that I'm in, someone down in San Diego. So I go to that doctor and she goes, this has nothing to do with like fibroids or endo or a gynecologist at all. You have a hernia. Kill me now. I said, what can we do to fix this? And she goes, surgery. Woo! So I have to get surgery again. Actually, I'm getting it tomorrow. You guys will be watching this video as I'm getting surgery. My hernia is the reason why I kind of postponed this surgery video because I just hate thinking about surgery. And while I'm thinking about this video, then I'm gonna be thinking of the next surgery. So I was like, why not make this video and post it the day that I get surgery? And then you guys can wonder how it's going. We all can have anxiety together. Is it going well? Am I dead? I guess we're gonna have to find out on Instagram. I'll make sure to update you. I'm so upset, you guys. God damn it, why? But anyway, I'll update you guys on that on Instagram. Not sure if I will do a video because I hate talking about surgery. If I did do a video, it'd probably be quite some time. But at least my hysterectomy, my partial hysterectomy, went completely amazing. I recommend if you are having issues, and at least if you're in the San Diego area or near LA, to go check out Dr. Aliyabadi. Honestly, if you are far away, people fly in to see her. I was talking to women in the office. People were from Florida. They came from, other girl from Wisconsin. They were just from everywhere. I'm like, you fly in? And they were like, yeah, she's the only one that I will have perform my surgeries or just like deal with me and my issues. So she's real good. I had a great experience. It's extremely expensive, just so you know. I will be very transparent about that. She is expensive, but for me, it was extremely worth it. I had savings. My insurance didn't cover it. That was annoying, but it's fine. It's over. I am pain-free and I don't have, you know, I didn't get a full hysterectomy like the other people that my insurance referred me to. And I'm happy. I'm extremely happy with Dr. Aliyabadi's service. I made sure to give her, you know, the full stars on Google, whatever thing that I did on there. And I hope that you guys will go follow her or just go to her Instagram and just say, hey, someone thinks you're a really great person and you really helped this YouTuber I watched. Thanks for not having her be in pain anymore. She can now make more videos. I am extremely happy I didn't listen to the multiple women who said that I shouldn't get a hysterectomy because I'm gonna regret it. I'm extremely happy I didn't listen to the multiple male doctors and female doctors who said, no, you shouldn't get a hysterectomy because you're gonna regret it. You should have kids even though you don't want them. And I'm extremely happy that I listened to myself and that Dr. Aliyabadi listened to me. Thank you so much, Dr. Aliyabadi and all her staff. Everything was amazing. I can finally live my life pain-free because of you. And I hope you and all your staff know how happy I am, how thankful I am for you guys performing a great surgery and having me have a great experience. So remember, I will keep you guys updated on my next freaking procedure that I didn't know that I would be getting. On my Instagram, I linked it below. I linked Dr. Aliyabadi's Instagram below if you want to check her out. And I will see you guys next time.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Let's go get a surgery.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex on.